We're here at Digital Hollywood Spring with Deborah Moroz with hroic, and they do human resources consulting, digital media, in many different areas. Tell us about it.
So we provide human resource experts to employers on an on-demand basis. So we're a team of human resource executives and former employment attorneys who provide not only strategic but also tactical employee-related advice.
And for digital media companies, what are some of the trends that you're seeing as you do the consulting that everyone really needs to think about?
That is a great question. One trend that we're seeing is a focus not so much on just onboarding new employees, but also the pre-boarding idea. So that the idea is by creating a professional brand and a culture that allows for, it's like ringing a bell that will resonate and attract the right people. That's something that we're seeing is very important. So that pre-boarding as much as onboarding of new employees.
So, am I understanding this correctly? For example, Google or Facebook are great pre-boarding companies because people just tell tales about working at Google and being buzzed in, and it feels like you're in one big dormitory together with your friends back in college, right? And then Facebook being kind of the best place on the planet to work as everyone wants to work with you. That's a company that's done pre-boarding. How would someone who's not that size and doesn't have that success do their own pre-boarding so that there is a buzz among potential employees?
Another great question. At the end of the day, if you are employing individuals, the goal is to have them be as engaged, productive, and professionally self-actualized as possible. And a lot of the things that even smaller businesses can do to attract and retain talent don't cost money. So, for example, creating a culture that is based on managerial intelligence and mentoring and professional development and allowing employees to actualize and be more, to be more professionally developed is so by creating a culture that will attract the right people. That's so very important, and that comes from the top.
And so, is the premise of the consulting that the employees will come to companies who maybe don't have as many resources or maybe as much funding and maybe not as known of a brand, as long as their friends are so happy there because they can actually, their ideas are being heard, or they feel heard, or they feel like they participate in the management of the company, or they're effective online, all of those kind of interesting intrinsic values.
Exactly. I think, they say the fish rots from the head. So if you have leadership that does not recognize the value of creating a sustainable employment culture, it will fall down and have the entire organization. So, there are things that companies would do, such as creating and acknowledging shared values, enhancing individual employees, whether they be receptionists or in the C-suite, allowing people to have more autonomy will increase the overall engagement, productivity, morale, and boost the bottom line.
And do you believe it would be ultimately the measurement of success or failure?
Whether the culture is, absolutely. Culture eats strategy for lunch. And
I like that.
well, I wish I could say I came up with that. I didn't, but it's very well said, and people can relate to it because you can have the best laid out plans that will fail if your employees are not all rowing in the same direction. And that's all that, again, it stems from leadership, values and the culture that will impact. The idea is if you're going to hire, have a talent pipeline, so you can reduce recruiting costs, and you can do that by making sure, as an employer, that you have a positive culture.
Do you have any statistics or measurements that would show your potential clients that work with you guys, which seems so clear when we talk about it? Is there some sort of statistical support and data support that you actually use in your pitch to employers?
Okay, so you are very impressed with your questions that you're coming up with on the fly, because that's one issue. How is the, we are hired by companies because we produce a return on investment. So for every dollar that companies spend with our firm, we believe at least $4 to $5 is the return on investment. We do that through decreasing recruiting costs, avoiding bad hiring mistakes, preventing lawsuits and employee injuries such as stress or carpal tunnel, by increasing engagement, morale, and productivity. Obviously, the investment each the employer puts into employees is impacted by how much they produce. That individual employee is going to be productive or not productive. And the greater the culture, the higher the productivity, the greater the return on investment. The idea is, and the name of the game in hiring is finding the right people, finding the stars who then you want to retain. So that is much easier to do with a positive employment workplace culture.
Fascinating stuff, and I do believe that as the economy is recovering, and especially in our business in digital media, as companies compete for talent, not in Silicon Valley necessarily, where here in LA it's not as competitive, but we may get to the point where it's going to become like Silicon Valley was at the local level.
We're there. In fact, I was just speaking on a panel about the challenges employers have in hiring women for the technology field. There's when you cast the recruiting net, you're not, unfortunately nowadays, especially in LA, where employers don't have as many women from whom they can choose to hire. It is going to change, even down to the point where our primary schools are now starting to focus on a curriculum that includes science, technology, engineering, and math. So there will be more opportunities for women.
But you guys are working on it right now. You lay the groundwork.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Thank you for sharing this fascinating business proposition, and I have a strong belief in it. I think it's been, the company's doing really well.
Yeah, we're 5 years old, and after having been in human resources for 22 years, I started the business in 2008, and we're growing rapidly.
Way to go. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Oh,
I loved
thank
it.
you.
I get the best interviews from that women's panel.